Railroad Observer 2000 here, back again doing yet another live stream today. And in this live stream, I'm going to talk about mainly how my interest in trains became the obsession it is today. So basically, to start off, when I was like 2 years old, you know, I started to get into trains mainly just, well, however a kid of that age would have, you know. Yeah, I'll admit, this is embarrassing for me, I did start out with Thomas the Tank Engine. That's what got me started. That's what got me into trains. And to be honest, I kind of watched that show until they stopped using the models, which was like, in other words, I stopped watching it when, shortly before they stopped using the models, which was like, I think, 2006, I think. Yeah, I outgrew it really quick. But I'm not here to talk about that, but that's what got me started. No, what got me my obsession started was, this railroad right here on this magnet. The White Pass and Yukon route. And although I didn't see the railroad in person until nearly 13 years afterwards, my first time seeing it was really on a film. There was a documentary made about it in 2003. And my grandmother, when she was visiting Alaska for the second time, her first trip was in 1986. 2 years until the railroad would open back up in 1988. But when she went back in 2003, the railroad was running, and the documentary was available, and she bought it for me. And in her own words, and I remember this for the rest of my days, she told me once I sat down and watched the film, I never moved. It was that good. And let me tell you, it really was. In fact, to this day, I actually have the DVD that we got afterwards, because I wore out the tape version of it that she did originally bring back. Heck, she even has the worn out tape still, which is amazing because I actually have the DVD. Like I said, I still have the DVD, and I actually recorded it on my computer due to its deteriorating condition. Deteriorating? Blah! Deteriorating, blah! Oh my God, just screw it. I recorded it due to its deteriorating condition. There we go. Thank goodness I'm remembering that. Deteriorating condition, because I noticed it was starting to get scratched and it was probably going to soon be unable to be watched. So I recorded it and I actually put it on my YouTube channel. You guys can go see it there. It is on my channel. You guys can see it. Go see it if you want. And yeah, but my grandmother told me the next time she'd go back to Alaska, she'd bring me with her. And thank goodness, after waiting for nearly 13 years, we were finally able to actually do it. I finally got to see the railroad in person in 2016, this past year. And let me tell you, I loved it. Despite the fact that I went off of a DVD that was almost, 13 years old. That was almost, 10 or 11 years old at the time. The railroad had changed a lot since 2003 when that was filmed. Part of the cantilever bridge had collapsed. A wood portion of it, of course, not the steel portion. Some of the railroad right-of-way had been realigned. There was a lot of tree growth. I mean, the railroad had changed a lot. I mean, they modernized their locomotives. I rode behind engine 73, which is nice. I mean, that's that's really, in a sense, the first real steam locomotive I ever saw. And, you know, on television, of course. That was the first true steam locomotive I'd ever seen. I wouldn't see my first one until I went to Strasbourg. Now, after Strasbourg, I went to Cass, and after Cass, it was the White Pass and Yukon route. And after that, it was the Great Smoky Mountains Railroad. The railroad that, ironically, was where I took my first ever train ride in 2004. 1 year after I watched the documentary on the White Pass and Yukon route. And that railroad we went back to for almost 3 different times. Once in 2004, and then we went back again in 2005. And the first ever time they did the Polar Express themed train rides, we went to the Great Smoky Mountains Railroad in 2008 to do that. And that was the last time I went when I was still young. I didn't go back until 2016. And I didn't even originally think about going back. I just happened to look up. I just wanted out of curiosity to see how the railroad, if there was anything new on the railroad, and to just see how much it changed. That all changed when I found out their engine number 1702 was brought back. That is what made me want to go back. Ellaby and I asked my grandmother if we could do the trip. She made the reservations. We did it. And I filmed the entire train ride from shortly out of Bryson City to shortly before we stopped at the Nantahala Outdoor Center. And let me tell you, I enjoyed the ride. I loved every minute of it. And let me tell you, I was glad to be back. I had been wanting to go back to that railroad for years, and I'm glad that I was able to go back after only waiting 8 years. Yeah, that's how long it took. 2008 to 2016, you do the math. Yeah, it equals that much. But to be honest, I love steam railroads, and let me tell you, I'd love to be able to go see more of the scenic railroads that still use steam. I mean, I'm glad that, steam has been preserved, either it's static or display or pretty much operational. But the thing is, I've never been able to actually go on a legitimate mainline railroad steam excursion. I've never been able to attend one because where I live, CSX it rules, and they have no interest in steam or anything railfan related, really. Truly, not good planning on the railroad's PR. I'm kind of glad Norfolk Southern and Union Pacific even still do the steam programs. And I'm glad you guys out west and in the middle half of America and part of the East Coast are able to see it. Trust me, I envy you rail fans. I'd love to attend. The one steam locomotive I'd love to ride behind would have to be 611 because I'd heard about that engine, I'd seen it, I've heard of it running, and I've seen video of it running in the 90s shortly before the program ended. And I found out about its restoration, and I only saw it live once, and it was through my computer, through Virtual Railfan's Thomasville, North Carolina cam. I remember I wanted to get everything in my schoolwork done because I thought it would come through while I was still in school, so I tried my best to get everything done. I was in middle school at the time of this, and I was able to look up Virtual Railfan on my school's computers shortly before it got blocked. It didn't get blocked until I was in high school, of course, but I got all my work done early, and my bus driver even let me off the bus early just so I could see the engine. They're on my computer, of course. I actually still have my old Samsung camera at this time. I didn't get my new camera that you guys see me use in my videos until shortly before the Alaska trip. So that camera I have now is only about 2 years old. The one I had beforehand was 3 years old, and it looked like it had, and I took it everywhere. No kidding. Literally, I took it everywhere. But I set the camera up in front of my computer to record the engine passing, and it was just a fairy move. But I caught it, and unfortunately, like an idiot, when I was trimming the video, I lost the footage of it. And if you're wondering why I don't edit my videos anymore at all, that's the reason. I'm afraid if I tried to, I'll do that same thing again. So from then on out, I decided to not edit my videos, even if I didn't have a YouTube channel or ever created one. And, of course, as you guys know, I created one, and well, the rest is history. And I've been, since the creation of the channel, even before then, I've been to a lot of places that are railroad related. I've been to Altoona, I've been to Horseshoe Curve, I've been to Strasburg, I've been to Cass, I've been to the Railroad Museum in Pennsylvania in Strasburg, I've been to the Strasburg Railroad. I've been back to the Cass Scenic actually twice now. I've been to the Great Smoky Mountains Railroad now 4 times. White Pass and Yukon Route once. Yeah, and TVRM. I've been to Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum. And I ended up riding on a diesel there. I've been to the Chattanooga Choo-Choo, the hotel in Chattanooga. I've been to the Washington, Pennsylvania Streetcar Museum, if that even counts as a railroad museum. But yeah. And I've been to Folkestone, Georgia. I've been to Locust Grove, Georgia. I've railfanned in Conway. I've railfanned in Asheville. So as you can see, I mean, yeah, anywhere nearby home or a few states over or a few miles away over, I've been to watch trains. I mean, and keep in mind, I've been to all these places. I've been to Alaska before I've even started driving. I haven't even started driving yet. So put that into account. Think of how many kids my age are able to do stuff like this. I'm not trying to brag, and I apologize if it sounds like I am, but to be honest, I'm glad that I'm able to have someone in my family who is able to help, me, be able to go to these places. Because think about it, when I'm older, I'm probably not going to be able to go to any of these places anymore. So I'm kind of glad that I have someone in my family who's able to actually go to these places and actually be able to take me with them. But my grandmother comes first. My YouTube hobby comes second. And in terms of my interests, I've been into film and trains more recently. Those have been my two main interests right now. Well, actually, I have three main interests, which is film, travel, and trains. That's pretty much been my main interests right now. And there's been something of a curiosity that I've had, considering I'm going to the Bahamas. I'd wonder if it was a sugarcane state, growing area. Were there any sugarcane railroads on the island? I'm just wondering if there ever were. I doubt it, but I'm just asking out of curiosity. That's pretty much it. But either way, I mean, I'm sorry if the stream turned out a bit random, but some of this stuff I've been wanting to talk about now for a while. And I've actually wanted to talk about it now for a while before I ended up forgetting about it. And I'm glad I was able to now, even if it was slightly random. So that's pretty much it for this video. And so, yeah, till next time. And in the words of the Terminator himself, hasta la vista, baby. And also, stay tuned, because I don't know if any of you guys are into souvenir magnets and souvenir coins, but if you are, I'm going to be doing 2 live streams related to those. And, yeah, just keep in touch, okay? Because I'll be doing those soon. See y'all later.